Hi, I'm Dr. Keith Johnson. It's one of my favorite stories out of the Bible. Jesus is on a ship with his disciples. They're trying to cross the water, and suddenly a great storm comes up. Jesus is sleeping, trying to rest because he's had a long day. The disciples find that their boat is being tossed about by the winds, and being schooled fishermen, they feel that they're about to tip over. So they wake Jesus up frantically and say, "We're going to perish. We're going to die. Help us." And Jesus stands up and let me read to you out of Matthew. It's encounter experience. And Jesus said unto them, "Why are ye fearful, O ye of little faith?" Then he arose and rebuked the winds and the sea, and there was a great calm. No man can afford to face the problems of this world without waking up the captain of the seas for guidance. You probably are filled with all kinds of storms inside you that the rest of us cannot see. You don't know what troubles me, and I don't know what troubles you. Your troubles are yours, my troubles are mine, so we think. But there's all kinds of troubles going on that only Jesus can solve. And the problem that you and I have is we don't let Jesus solve them. We don't ask him to solve them. We don't expect him to do it, and therefore we expect to take on ourselves and overcome the problems that we face as if we had enough strength. But we don't have enough strength. We don't have the wisdom, we don't have the guidance, we don't have the fortitude to stand against the problems of the world, because we are the problems of the world. Out of our mind and heart, we create the problems. We're in great need of somebody to guide us. And that's exactly why we need Jesus in the first place. This story of the ship being tossed about to and fro and about to be tipped over is just like the story of your life. You're about to be tipped over. You're in all kinds of tumult, all sorts of things that are affecting you and bothering you, and you just don't know where to turn or how to straighten it out. You need to admit you don't know how to do it. You need to say, "Lord, I need your help." That's what the disciples did. They kept away from Jesus long enough to think that they could steer the boat. Finally, it looked like the boat was going to tip over because of their lack of guidance, because they didn't have the ability to stop the storm, and they finally decided they had to wake Jesus up and ask him for his help. Don't wait that long. Some of you are struggling very hard to make things work, to make life a success. You're trying so hard on your own efforts to be the kind of person you think you ought to be, and yet you're not. The fact is, none of us are. The truth is, all of us are so busy trying to answer the problems by ourselves that we are the ones that goof it up. Why is that? Because you and I don't have the ability to straighten out the problems that we create within our own lives. You know, they say that for every lie that you commit, that you have to build up another lie to cover it. And that means the more lies you tell, the more you have to cover up the lies that you tell. It's because we create that kind of world. Crime creates crime. Violence creates violence. Hatred creates hatred. And we need to stop it and slow it down, and that's exactly why Jesus came, to stop the violence and the crime and the sin that we commit against God. Jesus is anxious to help us experience his help. He wants to heal us. He wants to guide us. He wants us to feel the power that only he can give us. And that means that he's anxious to do what he can to solve your problems. I don't know what they are, but I know they're too great for you or for me. We need some help. You have not because you ask not. Asking Jesus for help is the most important thing you can do. It's not something to be ashamed of. It's not something to say, "Well, I don't think I can handle this life." There are a lot of people that think they can handle their life until they find out they can't. The truth of the matter is, we need our captain of the ship. We need our guide. We need the one that can resurrect us from the dead. We need our healer. We need the one that loves us so much that he won't leave us alone until we ask for help. That's where you and I are. In the ship falling apart until the captain of the ship is woken up and said, wait a minute, I can solve this problem. I can calm this storm. God's presence alone brings calmness, confidence, and courage. Isn't that what you need? Don't you need some calm in your life? Don't you need things to settle down and relax? To take it easy and let your emotions kind of slow down and be there to relax? The Bible is very clear. Be still and know that I am God. Let God prove who he is. Let God prove to you that he loves you. Let him show you how much he cares about you. Let him calm the storm. And then, when you realize that you've given your life over to Jesus, you now have confidence not in yourself, but in the Jesus that loves you. And you are confident that Jesus will care about who you are and where you're going and what's going to happen to you. And then he's anxious to give you the life that you're looking for. You need some calmness. You need God to slow down things, to give you a chance to experience his power, to realize that suddenly he can give you the courage you need to experience life the way you can face it. Jesus said, be of good courage, for I have overcome the world. Jesus has taken care of your life. He just wants you to trust him. Yeah, maybe you need to wake him up. Maybe he's sleeping because you haven't called him in so long. Maybe he doesn't think he has any duties. I heard one time that a little girl was crying to Jesus at night before she was going to bed because she was saying her midnight prayers with her parents. And she said, Jesus, I've called you so often to come to the school and help me, and you don't help me. And the answer she got, supposedly, was, God said, I've been ruled out of your schools. It's against the law for me to go to your school. That's why I don't show up. Jesus doesn't violate the rules. He doesn't go against the problems of the government. And he doesn't go against your problems. He won't come until you ask him. Once you ask him, he has a reason to solve your problem. Whatever it might be, and he doesn't care what it is, he can solve it. He made life. He's the creator of the world. There is not anything that exists that he hasn't had something to do with. And it is he who can solve your problem for you. You just need to give him a chance. Jesus said, peace I leave with you. My peace I give unto you, not as the world giveth give I unto you. Let not your heart be troubled, neither let it be afraid. Stop being afraid. Give yourself calmness. Give yourself a chance to start things over. Give yourself a chance to believe that Jesus is the captain of your ship. And be of good courage. Put your confidence in the Christ that loves you and wants to take care of you. It's the greatest opportunity of your life to realize that God can meet your need. And he wants to. Let him.